So, I wanted to talk about, people and me and lots of people, and other people say different things, but they say like attracts like, right? And I know there's some physics things where opposites actually attract each other or something like that. I know I've seen some stuff. Anyway, the point is, so you can walk around with pure knowing that your frequency is so focused and the duration has been long enough to have enough thick, fat momentum that you're only really going to interact with people in a meaningful kind of thick way. I don't know why I like using that word. If the frequency is right around yours, right? So you don't even have to worry about fuckers and bitches and fucking assholes. And they're only going to be able to, if at all, they're only going to be able to brush up to you. But they're not going to be able to really affect you unless you got some belief systems that you don't know about that kind of give them a backdoor in. But if your belief systems are shut down and you know what your systems are and you're growing new shit every day and your frequency is high, then like attracts like. The people who are going to be in your frequency range with people in your frequency range. Now, there is some things to this that make it not seem that way. Frequency ranges. I just thought this. It's not going to be exact. Like, everyone's a mixed bag. And plus, I could be at this frequency range, right? Really high. And I could just barely knock on the door of someone else's frequency range who's way higher than me. But I'm still kind of in the ballpark close enough to, be in a rally in a somewhat meaningful way. Just on the other end, there can be someone who's lower frequency, who's not really up to my level, but they're just on the door of my frequency range. Like the lowest of where my frequency really goes. Their highest is right around there. So sometimes they're right in my route and they'll be able to interact with me some days or some months or whatever like that, right? And then everything in between. But the people who are really right around your frequency are the ones who you're either not just seeing every day, because you can see people and be in a completely different reality. Well, really, all a different reality. But let's not get too far into thinking that. But they're all around you doesn't mean they're your frequency level. Frequency range, maybe. But the frequency range could be something bigger than you think it is. All these people around you every day, like your coworkers, they're in your frequency range. Doesn't mean that they're in your frequency level. If they're not interacting with you meaningful ways, genuinely, and blah, 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 they're probably not on your frequency level. Don't worry about it. So it's not just like you have a frequency and you only attract the exact frequencies of you and blah, 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 because then you wouldn't really have a human interaction living with people and stuff. It's a range. Most people have a mixed bag. Even someone like me who's practiced and focused and have proven their thoughts is still a mixed bag. I'm sure there's some in there that I'm not going to really know until something happens and triggers and I'm like, oh, let me get that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm pretty smooth. And then on top of that, another reason it might not seem that like attracts like is sometimes someone has a problem or a deep desire, really question that just burning that, and everything else about their life is so out of your frequency range, but this question is just rah, and I have the answer. That's a frequency match. All right? So it might seem like they're not really in my frequency range, but if they have some kind of burning thing they need to know, or something in life that needs to be fixed I don't even know about, and the universe knows, and I have the answer easily, even if they just whatever brush up again, could be anything. Well, then we'll match, and you'll be like, well, that person matched with you and look at them. Well, they needed to know something and I had the answer, and that's a frequency match, and that dominated the rest for that time being, right? And get them sorted on their own range. So it's not just like attracts like. It is. But the way we got it worked around is it can be seen in different ways, and you could make an argument for that's not the way it is. But frequency ranges, mixed bags, and also other things like having desires, questions about life, things that need to be fixed, these things that you need that the other person has the answers to. Things like that. That's not the only way it can happen. But so, makes for a nice, fun playing board. And anyway, I wanted to get that out.